Jesus Christ's post-resurrection encounter with his followers. The first thing that strikes me about this is that Jesus Christ did in fact bother to encounter with any of his followers following his resurrection. We're not just left with the possibility of believing only by faith, but we have the witness of those that encountered him physically. Some of them ate with him, some of them touched him. Jesus Christ encountered people. Now, when I think about people who talk about meeting one of their real life heroes or someone who's important in their life, I hear about people talking about meeting the Pope, other people who have met the royal family, particularly the Queen, and others who've encountered a pop idol. They say then that their lives will never be the same, that meeting these people or this person will have changed them forever. It seems that for those in the Bible that met with Jesus Christ, that really was the case. Their lives were irrevocably changed. But also what struck me is their lives weren't all changed in the same direction. Jesus didn't come to make people all the same. As we look through the Bible, we see those whom he met. He met Mary Magdalene on her own, weeping, grieving, coming to have mourned, perhaps like her namesake Mary at the tomb of Lazarus, just coming to mourn at her Saviour's tomb. Only she encounters Jesus, who doesn't tell her off, who simply says her name and invites her into a new relationship. We have Thomas, who only wanted the same experience as his fellow disciples, and yet has to wait a week to get it. Thomas is invited to handle the risen Christ, to literally get to grips with the resurrection body. And of course, we see Peter who had denied Jesus and then goes back to Galilee and goes fishing, and Jesus is seen on the beach. And having caught all the fish that they could ever manage to, they get on the beach and find they need none of it because Jesus has already prepared for them breakfast. A barbecue is waiting for them. Jesus met people in the state they were. Mary grieving, Thomas doubting or not being daring to believe, Peter in his shame and misery, and he changed their lives. I have a friend called Effie. Effie was brought up a Greek Cypriot Orthodox Christian, and every Easter she had to say to me, Christos Anestis, and I had to reply, Alithos Anestis. She wasn't able to engage with Christ is risen, he is risen indeed. It always was back as it had been before. And I think that's a bit of a picture how Jesus comes to us as we are. And yes, he changes us and moves us on to different ways, but he also recognises where we come from. And so as we encounter the risen Jesus Christ, yes, our lives will change, but he'll take us as we are and who we are and lead us on to the place that he's got for us. Alleluia, Christ is risen. He is risen indeed.